Here on Unacademy's YouTube channel for IELTS. And as always, I am back with another video that will help you prepare better for the test and make sure that you score your desired band score in one go. Just give me 1 minute here. Let me pull up the video on my. All right, I have your message. I have the chat live in front of me. If you're watching this and you want to ask me any questions at any point of time, feel free to do so. And if you're watching this as a published video at a later stage, I recommend why don't you join me for one of these live streams so that you can ask me your questions live and learn a little more about your test from me. So guys, this particular lesson or this particular series will have two lessons, right? This one is part one, and then immediately after this is part two. And what we are going to do is we are going to look at 9 mind hacks for your IELTS test. Uh, these truly will help you be in the right state of mind to perform better on the test. I've noticed that a lot of students come in with a lot of myths, with a lot of predisposition towards doing certain things, with these certain unnecessary biases in their head, which gets in the way of them performing well on the test. I have had a lot of great students. When I say great, I mean they know their English well. Who I've had students who have impeccable English, perfect language, and then they are absolutely getting absolutely ridiculous scores on their test. They're scoring scores as low as band 6, band 5.5, band 6.5, despite the fact that their English is so good. And the reason for that is that there are students who are either misguided or misled by a very large group of tutors out there who claim to know what they know about the test, who that they know everything about the test and that they can take a person, uh, beyond that they can take a person to the desired band score very quickly. That truly is a big issue, right? There are a lot of people misguiding students. Now, these mind hacks aim to, in a way, bust some of those myths, and at the same time they also aim to help you get to that point where uh, you truly know what is it that is needed to perform well on this IELTS test. Okay, so I'll repeat, we'll bust myths, and two, we'll put you in that frame of mind where you know exactly what is it that you need to do to perform well on the test. Now what we're going to do is, in this particular part of the series, I'll pick up 5 mind hacks for you, and then 4 in the next one. There's a lot of gyan coming your way, a lot of guru gyan coming your way, but trust me, this guru gyan will make all the difference in your life. Uh, Before that, I would like to let you know that I am an Unacademy Plus educator. What is an Unacademy Plus educator? Sorry, just let me change the color of my ink. So I'm sure you already know what Unacademy is. I mean, of course, because you are on the channel. And I am assuming that by now you have already downloaded the app, the Unacademy app, right? Which is free to download, free to register to. And then also you have a lot of free lessons on there. So you have published videos, you have free live streams. Just as you're attending this lesson over here, you will have live streams on the app itself. And in that app, you can, and in those live streams, you can learn a lot more with me. All right. So we do cover some very important topics, not just a lot of educators who are on Unacademy. We cover some important topics that can help you prepare better for the test. Beyond that, within the app, there is another platform called the Unacademy Plus. Unacademy Plus is like any academy where to study you pay a fee and you start attending the classes. So Unacademy Plus will give you access to so subscribing to Unacademy Plus will give you access to structured and organized and scheduled courses with me, as well as many other educators who are teaching on the app to help you prepare better for the test. So you see, what happens is, On the free side of the app, you do get regular lessons, right? But these lessons are not in sync with a particular course. It's not like, acha, oh, this is the course that's going on, and this is lesson one, this is lesson two, this is lesson three. No, it doesn't work like that. It'll be we'll have, I mean, like we'll have a couple of lessons set up for you, and those do cover a few important parts, but not everything, right? And although these will help, these lessons, free lessons will help you, but I always say that it is only foolish to appear for the IELTS test without complete preparation. Why? uh, Multiple reasons. One, it is a very expensive test. It costs you 13,500 rupees to appear for the IELTS test, one attempt, right? And all of us have a minimum band score to achieve to get to wherever we wish to. If you're a student and you're looking to study abroad, you have to score a minimum 6.5 with 5 band 6 on all each of the 4 modules, right? If you're looking to get to Canada on PR, you need band scores of 8,777. If you're looking to get to Canada, I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about. If you're trying to get to Australia, you need band 8 on all 4 to have that freedom to settle wherever you wish to. So all of these things, all of these have to be achieved. And if you do not achieve your band score in the first go, you'll have to appear a second time. There are some who will appear thrice, 4 times, 5 times, even 10 times, right? Which is ridiculous, absolutely unwarranted, uncalled for, unnecessary. I mean, why would you want to spend 1,35,000 rupees taking 10 attempts on a test which can actually be cleared in one go? All you need to know is how to go for that test, how to appear for that test. And that is something that you can learn with me on Unacademy Plus. All right. So the other reason, one is you don't want to waste that kind of money. Second, you don't want to be taking so many attempts because it takes time. You'll prepare for the test. Let's say you're somebody who's confident that within a month I can do this, right? So, or let's say you're somebody who takes a week to be ready for the test. So at the end of the week or end of the month, you go appear for the test, you wait for 15 days to get your result. So that's a month and a half gone. Now you are registered for the next test date. You never know when's the next test date. You might have to wait 2 months to get your next test date because the local centers have already filled out for the next 2 months. So, or you might have to travel to another city to appear for the test, right? Which is very difficult because if you're speaking and reading, listening, reading, writing are on 2 separate dates, then that's additional cost, additional time, additional effort, a lot of irritation, right? So you're wasting time as well. And then finally, it's always good to have professionals guide you on exactly what is it that you need to do to appear for the test, right? And by professionals, I mean people who know what they're talking about. A professional is somebody who charges money to offer a service, right? That is what the word professional means. So of course, there are a lot of professionals out there because almost every street in India has an IELTS academy, right? But that does not mean that these guys are good. In fact, I can vouch for it when I say that more than 90% of all IELTS educators in India have no clue what they're talking about. They themselves do not know their English. They themselves do not know what is it that is required to appear for the test. And chances are most of them have not even appeared for the test themselves, right? So you have to be very careful who do you actually end up with while preparing for your test. So, like I said, so Unacademy Plus is that one place where you know you're getting quality educators, right? See, I'm somebody who's appeared for both academic and general training. I scored band 8.5 on both overall. I had 9 and 9 on listening and reading and 7.5 on writing and 8 on speaking on both tests. So my scores are identical across both attempts, right? So I know what is it that is actually tested when you take the test. What is it that you need to do to score well on the test, right? So this information is something that I share with you when you join me for my course on Unacademy Plus. So I am currently offering 2 courses. I have the language course and then I have the IELTS course. So the language course is a 3 weeks course and is for those of you who are weak at English. You first need to improve your language before you actually move on to start preparing for the test. Okay. And the classes are Monday to Friday and the current timing is 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now the timing can change each month, so please make sure you're checking the schedule for the class timings. And then same as the case with IELTS. Now IELTS is for those of you who are already good at English and need to straight away start preparing for the test. So that is again a 3 weeks course, Monday to Friday, and currently the timing is 5:30 to 6:30. Now, the IELTS course in itself is a very, very affordable course, right? At this point of time, they are charging for 1 month, 2,700 bucks, and for 3 months, they're charging 6,000 rupees. Now, I'll give you a code, MANIL live, Manil live. Use this and you'll get a 10% discount. All right. Now, if you have any questions about the whole Unacademy setup, you can, beyond YouTube, if you do want to ask me a question, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, and I will be happy to answer any questions around Unacademy Plus, right? But I'll only be answering questions around Unacademy Plus. I will not be answering questions for the free part of Unacademy. Let me be very clear and upfront about this, right? If and only if you're coming in for Unacademy Plus, will I entertain any questions on Instagram, right? Ideally, I do not entertain any such questions, but I've of late, a lot of students have tried to reach out to me on Instagram to figure out what is it that I teach about, what is it that I do on Unacademy Plus. But that being said, before you message me on Instagram, guys, I'm assuming you are adults who know how to read. Please download the app first. Go to my profile. Once you land on the profile, once you land on the Unacademy app, search for Manil Agarwal. You will find all the information that you need to know. You will find all the information that you need to know. If beyond that, you still have questions, all right, then you can reach out to me on Instagram. And there's one thing I'm very upfront about, and this is something that I'm going to hold steady with. If you ask me illogical, stupid, emotional questions, I will not respond to your questions. Use logic. You're adults. I repeat this time and again. That's the first mind hack for the IELTS test. All right. We'll discuss this in detail. But if you ask me stupid questions on Instagram, I won't respond to you. All right. Sorry for the harsh tone, but this is exactly how it's going to be. Even in the classroom, if you join me on Unacademy Plus, you're paying for those lessons. Somebody is paying me for those lessons. There's a test to appear for. So if you can't use logic, I'm sorry. Use logic. All right. Anyways, moving on. Coming to the topic at hand, and that is nine mind hacks for the IELTS test. So let's begin with the first one and the toughest one. Managing expectations. As an individual who's taking the IELTS test, you really need to manage your expectations. What does it mean to manage expectations? It means that you will create expectations in your mind which are realistic. You need to be a realistic person in life. Now, why do I say this? On the IELTS test, you get a score from band 0 through to band 9. Now, a lot of times I get students who probably sit at the band 4 level. All right, or they sit at a band 5 level. Let's say band 5. A lot of people are in a position to score a band 5. Okay, what they'll do is they'll message me, hi, my test 4th March, I score bands 9. No, sorry, I score 9 bands. Can you, what, I'll tell you what. Something like, can you, and then something. I'm trying to verbatim quote a message that I once received. Hi Pachu, welcome to the class. This is a message that I once received. I score 9 bands. This person would hardly score a band 5 on their test. And this 4th March was last year. The person messaged me on 2nd March. Forget me, even God can't help you take even God can't take you from band 5 to band 9 in 2 days. Right? Even if the Queen were to put in all her resources, the Queen of England, right? I mean, she has the maximum amount of resources when it comes to teaching English. Even if she were to put all her resources at your disposal, you won't be able to go from band 5 to a band 5.5. All right. So you have to, first thing first, you have to manage your expectations. So what does it mean? When it comes to managing expectations, what are the things you need to do? One, you need to have an honest timeline. You can't be like, suddenly you wake up today and you go like, let's give the IELTS test tomorrow. Not gonna happen. You have to give yourself time. You have to give yourself, depending on where you stand in terms of your English, you need to give yourself a week, 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year. All right. You may even have to give yourself 1 year to appear for the IELTS test. 2. Set an achievable goal. I mean, for somebody who can't structure a straightforward sentence, if you suddenly come back and say, I want to score a band 9, that is ridiculous. This is not India ka test where, oh, agar 100 pe you score a 99, your mom or dad will show up with a belt and beat the shit out of you. This is not what it is, okay? A band score means that you have a certain capability. That is what a band score means. Now, if today you stand at band 5, it will take you probably 1 year to hit band 7. Maybe not a year, maybe 6 months. If you stand at band 5, from band 5 to go to band 7, it takes a whole year at least to prepare. And that is also not like oh, just bad you keep showing mock tests. That's not how it works, right? You have to learn English. You need to improve your English. So set an achievable goal that okay, I'm going to appear, I'm going to give myself 3 months, and then I will target a band 7. If you are somebody who's band 6, if you're somebody who's at band 5, you will say, okay, I'll give myself 6 months and then I will target a band 7. All right. 3. Take a mock test. I have said this to 1,000,001 students that please take a mock test before you do anything about the IELTS test. Take a mock test. It will tell you exactly where do you stand and then decide on both of these. All right. Don't just go like, oh, acha, I attended a class with Manil on YouTube and he was like, acha, give yourself 6 months and you'll be band 7. No, take a mock test. You never know, you might already be band 7. All right. Take a mock test. Please take a mock test. I have seen so many students who will try to save money on their IELTS test, which is the most ridiculous thing I've seen. Because on one side, you're spending 13,500 rupees to appear for the test. You want to go abroad where you spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees. And then students are not willing to pay 500 rupees to an educator to have their writing tasks checked or to have their speaking mock done. I mean, it will cost you no more than 500 rupees to 1,000 rupees to get an assessment done. All right. That is all it costs. At least it will tell you exactly where do you stand. Once you know that, you can then decide whether you need coaching or not. You then know how many months do you need to prepare. And then you can actually take the test. Otherwise, what you're doing is, in a bid to save 1,000 rupees, you will end up spending 25, 30, maybe even 50,000 rupees. And still you will not go to the country that you want to go to. So what's the benefit? So take a mock test, find out where you are, and then set manageable, achievable expectations. Okay, that is one. Now this is something that happens to most people, especially I've seen this happening to a lot of students who are trying for the academic test, because they're all 18, 19, 20, 21 and under the 25 age group. Everyone thinks like, oh, I'm Superman, and the other, like one guy thinks I'm Superman, the other person thinks I'm Batman, and that we'll, overnight we'll just jump from a roof and we'll get our band scores. So this is one age group where I see this problem the most. So manage your expectations. Now, how do we go about actually doing this? So those are the next 3 things that we're going to speak about. The 4 things. First one, logic. Logic, not emotion. Please, whenever you are taking any decision in association with the IELTS test, kindly make use of logic. What is logic? Logic is your ability to figure out the right thing or action by using your inbuilt, your God-gifted, literally, I mean, I'm saying God-gifted because every human has this intelligence. All right. It is nothing but this ability to figure out the right thing, action by using your God-gifted intelligence. Everyone knows has intelligence. All you have to do is learn to use it. Okay? Apply logic to your decisions. Again, like I said, if you're somebody who is standing at band 5 and you suddenly get up and go like, oh, I have to be band 9 tomorrow, right? Why? See, we all want to be band 9. Of course, even I want to be band 9. I'm band 8.5 today and I want to be band 9. Why not? Right? I mean, in fact, I at times feel like, as an IELTS trainer, I should be band 9. And probably I will try again eventually at some point of time to try and get the band 9. But I can't just suddenly get up and say, oh, tomorrow I'll go and get band 9, right? I have to see, where do I stand? Assess, right? Logically assess everything. Look at everything. Come to an honest assessment of everything and then see, okay, this is the correct path that I need to take. Emotionally, why does it happen? See, what happens is band 9 sounds very good. So I don't know if you know a lot of biology or not, but there's something called dopamine in your body. And what happens is the moment something good comes in front of you, that dopamine is released. And then you want more and more of it, more and more of it. So the idea that you can score band 9 also leads to the release of that dopamine. But the problem is dopamine is a very misleading neurotransmitter in your body, and it can misguide you and mislead you very easily. And that is the one that sort of is associated with emotions, addictions, and so on and so forth. And it tends to mire your logic. Mire means sort of take it like take it off the path, right? So डोपची नहीं बनना है लाइफ में. डोपामीन के ऊपर जो जीते उन्हें डोपची बोला जाता है, राइट? एंड दैट इज व्हाई द वर्ड डोप फॉर ड्रग्स एंड ऑल, राइट? हमें वो नहीं बनना है, हमें एडिक्ट्स नहीं बनना है. वी डोंट वांट टू बी एडिक्टेड टू द आइडिया ऑफ स्कोरिंग बैंड 9. वी वांट टू अप्लाई आवर लॉजिक and then get to a band 9. All right, so that is one, right? You use logic, not emotion. 2, you should seek progress, not perfection. And this one, I see nobody following this on the IELTS test. Now, I have taught probably hundreds of students, right? Hundreds of students on Unacademy. Otherwise, like I've been teaching for IELTS for a while now. I see students who will walk in on day 1, they are band 5. All right, they study with me for a week. Then I make them take another band test. Make them take a mock test, and they are band 6.5. They're band 6, let's say band 6 or band 5.5, whatever. And they go like, we don't want to prepare for IELTS anymore. I don't want to go abroad. Why? I'm like, why? Because I don't have a band 8 yet. But I'm like, but you were at band 5 last week. You've studied for 1 week. How do you expect band 6? They're like, no. You see, we had to score a band 8. It's been a week. This is not the perfect score. But then I make them realize that in 1 week, you've come from band 5 to a band 6, and that is progress. What you need to do is, at the end of 3 weeks, you want to hit band 7. And then maybe at the end of 6 weeks, you want to target band 8. All right, so there has to be progress. It won't happen overnight, and there is no such thing as perfection. I've also seen that there are students who will score a band 7 on one test, and then the next one they end up scoring a band 6.5, and they will start cursing themselves. They'll start hurting themselves. They'll be like, mentally they'll start hurting themselves because they're taking a lot of stress, they're taking a lot of pressure, and the end result is they're all stressed out and they give up on the test. Again, it's okay. There is progress. At times you'll take 1 step back and then you'll take 2 steps forward. There's an issue if you're taking 1 step forward and then 3 steps back. Then you need to again apply your logic and see what is it that is going wrong. Figure out and then fix that. All right, so progress, not perfection, guys. Progress. So if with each test you can see, even if your band scores are the same, but you can see that on your reading test you scored 2 more correct answers this time, and that on your speaking you were a little more confident. The person who was assessing your speaking test said, yes, I could see a little more fluency with it, even if the band score was the same. That is progress. So don't worry, just hang in there. Patience, very important. This is very similar to what I discussed on the previous one. Progress, not perfection. I see people, they want that in a month. This was the first thing, managing expectations, right? In 1 month, they want to go from band 5 to band 9. Does not happen, my dear. It simply is not doable. It takes forever. Let me tell you, even native English speakers who went to the best of public and private schools in the West, were taught by some of the best English teachers, struggle to score a band 9. And it's not that their English is not good, their English is good. But when you're talking about band 9, it takes a lot of things. It takes a lot of things, right? You need to know your grammar accurately. You need to have vocabulary which is bang on to the point, absolutely relevant. Your logic has to be, the way you present your conversation, your ideas has to be in such an it has to be in such a correct order that logic is perfect, and that not one point, not one word you said was irrelevant to the question asked. So all of these things matter. It takes time to develop that kind of proficiency in the language. So 1 month will not make the cut. In fact, forget band 9. In a month, you can't even go from band 5 to band 6.5. Even this is not possible in a month. Simply not possible. It takes at least 3 months to go from band 5 to band 6.5 for most students. For most students. Alright. Finally, the last one for this lesson is faith. Faith in yourself. Now, this is another thing. Despite being all aggressive about wanting to score band 9 and that wanting to do it in 2 months, students do not have faith in themselves. They'll walk up to me, they'll be like, Sir, आप पढ़ा दो, आप बता दो, आपको तो मालूम ही होगा क्या होता है, कैसे होता है, हमको क्या मालूम, we don't know anything, it's just you, whatever you say we'll do. No, that is not how it works. I've seen a lot of students, who have no faith in themselves. Despite having the highest expectations of themselves, they have zero faith in themselves. Believe in yourself. See, today you know this much. All right. Your aim is to know this much. Okay. How do you get there? It is not that I won't learn on your behalf. I won't teach on your behalf. You will get there. And the only way to do so is to have faith in yourself. All right. That's the only way to get there. So make sure that you have faith in yourself. By faith in yourself, please do not be overconfident. Do not be underconfident. Again, do not be emotional at all. Do not judge yourself. Do not assess yourself unnecessarily. Have an objective way of assessing yourself, wherein you take a mock test every 15 days or a month. And you're like, okay, this is where I stand now. Fine, excellent. This was my goal. This was my goal. And at the end of this month, I wanted to be here. Now, keep practicing towards this. And have faith that yes, I can do this. So one reason why people do not have faith is because again, they create expectations that cannot be achievable. So always set a goal that you know you can achieve. Now today, if you do not know something, if you do not know about modals, let's say you know the word modals, you know can is a modal, but that's it. There are so many more modals, right? And they all help you express something. So you go like, all right, at the end of this month, I want to be very clear with how to use modals. Good. That's an excellent way. That's an excellent goal to set for yourself. But if you go like, okay, at the end of this month, I should be speaking English like an Australian. That's stupid. And how will you ever, and then you go like, oh, I've set that goal and I can't achieve it. So automatically your faith in self will drop. So don't do so. All right. So those were the 5 things that I wanted to let you know in this one. Now the next lesson will start in 10 minutes from now. So make sure that you're joining me for that one as well. Now for those of you who are watching this as a published video, I hope you understood everything I wanted to say. Guys, join me on Unacademy Plus, like I said, right? Use the code ManilLive. It's all one word, ManilLive, to get a 10% discount on Unacademy Plus. And yeah, I'll see you there. We'll start studying and help you and get you to your band score at the earliest possible. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. Remember one more thing, for IELTS, keep it simple and stick to the basics. Goodbye.